Hi everyone, welcome to this channel once again, the Merchant Construct-preneurs and Tutors, your go-to channel for everything about construction, software engineering, practical site work. So today we're looking at setting out of a building, what to do right and what to do wrong. So just an overview of what setting out is. I know most people have been hearing about setting out and they don't even know what to do about it. Setting out is one of the first things you do on site after the site clearing and leveling. Setting out is the next thing you do on site. And if you don't have an idea of what to do, then you are shooting yourself in the foot, right? So most site errors don't start during construction. They actually start at the setting out stage. And one small mistakes during setting out can lead to various types of issues like crooked walls, misaligned columns, excessive rework, dimension that doesn't match with the drawings, wasted materials, extra costs, and delays. So, accurate setting out is not just about marking the ground, it begins with proper method. This is very simple and straightforward. So, you need to understand what setting out is, how to go about it correctly, because you are transferring what you have in the drawings, you are transferring it to the ground, and you need to be sure of what you are doing. You are ensuring that the building is not racked, like it is perfectly square of the right level as proposed in the drawings or as agreed by the parties to the contract and every other information. Right. So let us understand what setting out is. So setting out is the process of transferring the dimensions and positions of a building from the drawing onto the ground, just like I said. So it ensures that one, the building is built in the correct location, the dimensions are accurate, all structural elements align properly. Now think of it as a foundation of accuracy before excavation begins. This is transferring, in the drawing, it is perfect. So we are transferring that dimensions orientation of the building that is perfect to the ground, and this must be as accurate as possible. Right. So setting out must ensure that it is of the correct dimensions, the orientation is correct, and you do it accurate in such a way that you don't have to start adjusting or doing serious reworks, right? So we need to understand the materials required for setting out. Now, to estimate accurately, you must understand the materials involved. So, number one, you have the pegs or the stakes, as we call it. They are used to mark points on the ground and support profiles. You see what these things actually stands for. So, the profile boards or the battens are the horizontal boards fixed to the pegs to hold the strings and mark building lines. The hammer and nails used to fix the boards and secure the string positions. The strings or the lines represent building lines and help in aligning the structure. So this is just like the four major things you need. You need your pegs. Those ones are placed vertically into the ground at different points. Now the profile boards are the ones that are placed on top of it horizontally. The hammer and the nails are used to secure the horizontal profiles, profile boards and the pegs, right? And then the strings are the lines you use. When you want to you measure and then you throw lines so that the person that is doing the excavation will know this is the part he or she wants to do. So we're looking at step-by-step guide to setting out a building. So number one, you study the drawing and site plan. Very important. You need to study it very well. So you need to understand the floor plan, identify length, width, column positions, and other parameters to be set out, just and the orientation too, right? Apply local building setbacks and boundaries. This is another important information. You don't just study the drawings, you need to understand the boundaries and the setbacks. If the building or if the structure is on the highway, is in the local street, you need to know the setbacks from all sides so that you'll not be infringing on the law, on the building planning law of the state, right? So you need to understand this very well, and the orientation too. I once worked on a project whereby the orientation of the building was turned the other way around. It was a very serious issue because they had to, and that was a private foundation, so they had to turn create more piles because the design that they made did not fit in what was being done on site. So to avoid this, you need to understand this thing very well. Study the drawings first. That is the first thing. So the second thing is to establish reference points or baseline. So you need to select a reference point. You need to select a permanent structure that you know will not be demolished during that time when you are starting your project. It can be a pole, just as in the drawing there. It can be a pole, it can be the road, the curbs, the median, anywhere, but it must be permanent. Then you establish a baseline, usually on the side of the building, so that that baseline is the main reference point. So if I'm taking a baseline, like let's say the road is my 0.00, and I want my building has been the level on my building is different. So anytime I want to take levels, I go to the center of the road to take my levels and then transfer it to my building, or the median, or the electric pole, or any permanent structure, even the fence that might not be removed anytime soon. So you need to understand how to establish reference points. That will guide you. And then so many things also influence choosing a reference point. If the place is flood prone, make sure that you choose a reference point that is higher than the level of the flood, because once you don't settle that, then you just successfully wasted your time in doing things that will actually cause problems. So the next step is to establish building layout and install profile. Just as you can see the profiles in the image there. So you set out the baseline using the 345 method or theodolite, depending on the method that is available to you. Now you measure and fix the four building corners and check diagonals to ensure squareness. Now, so apply and confirm setbacks from boundaries. Like I said, boundaries. Install profile boards offset 1 to 1.5 meters away from the building lines. So this is the one you are establishing the building layout now according to how it is in the drawing. So first thing first, you need to ensure that this building is square. Like you check the diagonal, you check that it is okay using either the theodolite or the 345 method to ensure that this is at right angle, it is square. You need to apply setbacks. We talked about setbacks by the building and local codes or the state codes, depending on the applying approvals information. So you need to note that too, right? So I think we are going to the fourth step, and the fourth step is to transfer building dimensions to profiles. Now, after creating your profile, you need to now transfer the dimensions to the profile. Right, so you can see in the image here, you can see this is a typical profile. You can see the column part. You can see the next one, that is the excavation point. So you need to understand these things. So you are using a nail on the profile boards, then you're now transferring either column lines, wall lines, or any important detail that is at that foundation level, right? And also you stretch the string lines across the profile. When I talk about stretch the string lines, you connect the lines. There is the rope. Let me use the word in case most people don't understand what I mean by line. The rope, just tiny string, right? So every measurement must match the drawing exactly and defined above ground. Every dimension you are measuring must match what is in the drawing. You don't say na so we dey do am or this is how we do it. You take your own dimension. No, you must follow what has been prepared in the drawings, right? So as you can see in the image there, everything is clearly stated. So there's no ambiguity in setting out. Once you understand the process, you understand the procedure, you are good to go, right? So the I think the last and final step is to take levels and mark excavation lines. Now, after measuring this is the part you want to excavate, how deep do you want to go? So you still use your level instrument from taking your reference point and then going down to the point where you need the excavation to get to. So all these things are very, very important. So either use the spirit level or the dumping level to take levels according to the drawings and with respect to the reference levels on site as agreed by the construction team. Now use lines to mark out the excavation trench to receive the foundation. So after transferring levels, you need to know, am I going down? Am I filling up. So this step is very, very critical, right? Like I said, if the place is flood prone area and you took your level and then you're still going down, whereby you know that portion of where the land is prone to flood, then there's a problem. So you need to understand these things to be able to make informed decisions on the levels, how it is going to be and how not it's not going to be. So you need to explain, or the construction team have to come together to understand these processes, right? So now, common mistakes to avoid in setting out. Yeah, it's easier said than done, but you need to look out for certain things so that you're not going to regret the action, because um construction site work, to erase a mistake is very, very costly. It's time consuming, cost, labour, the all go. So you need to be very, very careful. So first one is to avoid ignoring side drawings. Do not use your own dimensions. You are not checking right angles, you are not checking whether it is square or not. The strings you put, or the pegs are not stable, avoid it. Wrong setback application. Always understand the local code to know the setback provided. Skipping verification. You need to verify whatever dimensions you have taken. Cross check and be sure that everything is okay. Poor leveling of profiles. Your levels must be accurate, right? Setting out is the foundation of every successful project. Remember, accuracy at setting out stage equals quality in construction. There are no two ways about it. So once you successfully avoid these mistakes by ignoring side drawings, not checking right angles, wrong levels, or setting out errors, then you are good to go, right? So thank you for watching this content. I believe you got value from this. I'll be doing a follow-up video on this. So keep watching. Thank you.